Before we begin, if you're serious about taking control of your life, your focus, and your future, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because everything we talk about here is designed to help you think sharper, act stronger, and live with intention. Your attention is not yours. It is being auctioned off to the highest bidder every second of every day. Here is how to take it back. Right now, as you're listening to this, there are thousands of companies competing for one thing: your attention. Not your money, at least not directly, your attention. Because once they have that, everything else follows. Every notification, every scroll, every recommended for you video, none of it is accidental. It's engineered. We are living in what's called the attention economy, a world where your focus is the most valuable asset you own, and also the most exploited. Platforms are designed, tested, and refined to keep you engaged for as long as possible, not because they care about your growth, but because your time translates into their profit. And here's the uncomfortable truth: it's working. Think about how many times you've picked up your phone just to check one thing, and suddenly 20 minutes are gone. Think about how often you sit down to do something important only to get pulled into something trivial. That's not a lack of discipline, that's design. Your brain is wired with something called a novelty bias. It's a built-in survival mechanism that makes you pay attention to new, changing, unpredictable information. Thousands of years ago, that kept you alive. Today, it keeps you scrolling. Every swipe, every refresh, every new piece of content triggers a small release of dopamine. Not a huge reward, just enough to keep you curious, just enough to make you want one more, and then another, and then another. Before you realize it, your attention has been fragmented into pieces so small that you can't focus on anything meaningful anymore. This is where the real cost begins. Because attention is not just about what you look at, it's about what you're able to build. Your ability to focus determines your ability to create, to learn, to grow, to achieve anything that actually matters in your life. And when your attention is constantly interrupted, that ability starts to disappear. There's something called context switching. It happens every time you move from one task to another, especially when those tasks are completely different. You're working on something important, then you check a message, then you scroll for a minute, then you go back to your work. But here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't instantly snap back into focus. Every time you switch tasks, there is a cognitive cost. Your brain has to reload the context. It has to remember where you left off. It has to rebuild the mental structure of what you were doing. And that takes time and energy. Studies have shown that even brief interruptions can significantly reduce your performance, not just in speed, but in quality. You make more mistakes, you think less deeply, you produce less meaningful work. So it's not just that distractions waste your time, they lower your potential. Now imagine that happening dozens, even hundreds of times a day. Notifications, messages, tabs, apps, background noise. Your attention gets sliced into fragments so small that deep thinking becomes almost impossible. And without deep thinking, there is no real progress, no mastery, no creativity, no breakthroughs, just constant motion without direction. This is why so many people feel busy but not productive, connected but not fulfilled, entertained but not satisfied, because their attention is constantly being pulled outward, never directed inward. And if you don't control your attention, someone else will. That's the rule. So the question becomes, how do you take it back? It starts with a shift in perspective. You have to stop treating attention like it's unlimited. It's not. It's finite. It's a resource, just like time, just like energy. And once you see it that way, you start guarding it differently. You become more intentional about what you allow into your mind, because every piece of content you consume is shaping your thoughts, your beliefs, your decisions. You cannot build a focused life with a distracted mind. So the first step is awareness. Notice how often your attention gets pulled away. Notice how often you reach for your phone without thinking. Notice how uncomfortable it feels to sit in silence, even for a few minutes. That discomfort is not a problem, it's a signal. It's a sign that your mind has been trained to expect constant stimulation. And like any habit, it can be retrained. Start creating moments of uninterrupted focus, even if it's just 10 minutes at first. No phone, no notifications, no switching. Just one task. You'll notice something interesting. At first, it feels hard. Your mind resists. It looks for escape. It tries to pull you back into distraction. But if you stay with it, something shifts. Your thinking becomes clearer, deeper, more structured. You begin to reconnect with your ability to focus, not just for seconds, but for sustained periods of time. And that's where real power lies. Because the people who succeed at the highest level are not necessarily the smartest. They are the ones who can focus the longest on what matters most. Attention management is the foundation of discipline. Not motivation, not willpower, attention. Because you cannot act on what you do not focus on. You cannot build what you do not give your full attention to. So instead of asking, how do I become more disciplined, start asking, where is my attention going? Track it, protect it, direct it. Limit the noise. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Create boundaries with your devices. Be intentional about when you consume and when you create. Because if you don't set those boundaries, the world will set them for you. And those boundaries will not serve you. They will serve the platforms, the algorithms, the systems designed to keep you engaged but not fulfilled. Taking back your attention is not about rejecting technology. It's about using it on your terms. It's about deciding what deserves your focus and what doesn't. Because every moment of attention you give is a vote for the kind of life you're creating. You can spend it on distraction, or you can invest it in growth. You can scatter it across meaningless inputs, or you can concentrate it on something that actually moves your life forward. That choice is happening constantly, right now, today, every day. And the difference between where you are and where you want to be is often not effort, it's focus. So take it back. Take your attention back from the endless scroll, from the constant noise, from the systems designed to keep you passive. Reclaim your ability to think deeply, to work intentionally, to live without constant interruption. Because your attention is your life. Where it goes, your life follows. And if you want a better life, you don't start with more time. You start with better attention. Protect it, train it, use it wisely, because no one else will do that for you.